Hi, Reverend Paula Zabkar here from Spiritual Soul Center. This past Sunday I talked about perspective, and I talked about how seeing things from different perspective is important. There's not a place we get to where we see everything clearly. I think it's a matter of understanding that each perspective, each place that we stand, offers us a view that we can't see from another place. And so Renee was reminding me of how to relate that to our own spiritual work. And I was thinking about, I talked about Sunday going all the way up to the top of a watchtower and being able to see out. And when we do that in the world today, you know, what we might see is a lot of things that need to be fixed. There is a lot of hatred, there's a lot of abuse, there's war, there's all these things that we can see from that high place when we look out in the world and we're like, oh my gosh, there's so much that needs attention. There's so much that needs to be fixed. And while that's a useful perspective to understand how others can be suffering, it might not always be the best perspective of how I go about walking through life. You know, how can I be in the world and know that I make a difference, know that I am important and essential? You know, how does that work? And I came back to our byline at Spiritual Soul Center, which says, we are here to create a movement grounded in love and kindness. And that's really a perspective that takes us away from this big place out here and brings it down to me and my life. And I jotted down a few things this morning of ways to recognize that we are in a spiritual place. We are in that place of love and kindness when we do small things. When we do small things like comforting a child, or simply listening, writing a card to someone, saying thank you to like everybody all the time, holding the door open, you know, those sorts of things. Showing up sometimes, encouraging people with your words. You know, there's always something you can find that's wrong. But when we are grounding ourselves in love and kindness, when we're seeing the world not from everything that needs to be fixed, but right here in front of us in the details, encouraging words are very important. Inviting someone to come along. Renee and I were at an event this weekend when we noticed people just hanging out kind of along the wall. And you know, inviting them in so they don't feel so separate. I mean, that is creating a world grounded in love and kindness that we see right here, right at this level. We don't have to go up any higher to see that. So what I'm encouraging you to today is to notice and to recognize where you're already doing those sorts of things, and to maybe incorporate a few more, and to realize that this perspective of life right here in front of me is so very important to the whole. And when we see from above all those things that need to be fixed, we know that by being right here and creating this vibration right here makes the big view start to change. And that's how it works. Until next time.